Beaver, away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crits Cast. We have more Highlander action for you. This is, of course, Week 3, ETF2L Premiership Division. And on Crits Cast, we are going to be casting the game between Open Squad and POYOTECH. This is going to be on Badwater Pro version 9, I believe. CeeJaey, ArchRhythm, and Buck. And we're going to be seeing POYOTECH attacking first in the blue and Open Squad defending in the red. Buck, I mean, predictions? Do you think we're going to see a clean sweep 6-0, or is it going to be a close one?
I don't know. I mean, POYOTECH have been looking pretty strong recently. They've been scrimming a lot, so I don't know. I think it's going to be quite a close one. I think there's going to be some decent Ubers, but I'm going to say POYOTECH maybe take this one.
Interesting. I mean, with the way it is at the moment, there's only 3 points separating the top team and the bottom. The fifth team, second from bottom. As we do see Arcades gets backstabbed by Agi straight away.
Oh god.
Some kills there. Sis getting 2, but Agi getting the big one, the drop onto Arcades, and already a drop Buck within the first like 20 seconds of the game.
Yeah, that's going to be like a definite motivation killer. I mean, I was expecting Joe to come in that bomb, but he actually ran all the way behind just to get the teleport with the sticky jumper, and yeah, they even managed to do that without the distraction of the demo man, so yeah, we'll play to Agi to get that stab.
Agi had probably one of the best games I've ever seen him play last week on Product. I think he must have got about 7 med kills. He was on an absolute roll, and he's starting the game on fire already. And I mean, POYOTECH taking their time here. They lost Joe and they've lost Carpy. Carpy's down for another 5 seconds, so don't really need your sniper to push, but it's always a nice thing to have in support. Psycho is lurking as well, just watching, telling his team. Hugo's actually jumped in deep there. They've turned around for him. Agi gets the backstab onto Murphy, and the rest of the Uber is going to clean up a few of the players. Arcades manages to back out through the door and will survive. That is Badwater Pro, ladies and gentlemen. But it's going to be very difficult for him and Blur to escape with their lives here as POYOTECH are wrapping around.
Oh no, they just, I think, yeah, Arcade smartly hits the kill point there, not really much choice for him to sort of carry on there. I mean, they decided to sort of just run to roof. Not really much of an escape though when Joe's hot in the tail, Future X.
It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, that was the classic strat. You know, we're talking like, 8 years ago or something. Back out through roof and have your combo play on the roof for the second hold. But, people realise that holding roof is garbo, so they start to back out through the choke. But now with Badwater Pro, it's like, oh, tempting. And look at where POYOTECH are right now. Already captured second, and they've already got control of third. Huge Uber around Buck, and they might be able to Uber in here. And if they get Arcades again, then it could be curtains for this round.
Dinker again, the body shot to Coffee, though, just on the high ground there. But I mean, the rest of the combo from POYOTECH could be sort of waltzing in here. Boy just spamming down with some Thomas Slav. Joe just coming in with the iron bomb as well down the ramp, and it's a bit perplexed as Open Squad at the moment. Yeah,
I mean, Scar tried to jump in from behind, maybe getting some bit of a distraction angle or something like that. He gets cleaned up by Hugo, but Joe going down there to Blur, that is going to be a pretty big pick, because it's it's unlikely POYOTECH are going to push without their demo, and it's given Arcades time to get his 100% Uber. See this kind of aggressive sentry position here. Zamp on the engineer with that sentry right at the bottom of the ramp. Agi is lurking once again, but Open Squad a bit shell shocked here. 235 for the first 3 points. POYOTECH managing to get a lot done. Going in for some suicides now, not managing to achieve much. Joe going down and T-board and dying to that sentry very early on the aggro sentry, working out well, but maybe... oh no, Poi jumps in from behind! He jumps out of the window of map room and gets the force onto Arcades, and Open Squad were not expecting that.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Arcades decided to hold on the ramp. He's got no pyro, he's got level 1, and he's got no heavy with him. They're just here with a demo. Like, it's just such risky positioning because you can get bombed by a soldier at any point. And Carpy's really looking for this snipe as well through this choke area, but I think POYOTECH right now are going to rotate through this tires area, round the back, but I think they have been calmed by the spy. So I could go for a bit of a pick onto Layla here, but doesn't manage to find it.
Hugo's actually jumped in through map room. He's behind Scar and Blur, and they're both really weak, and he's caused enough distraction that they've had to back up. But yeah, like you said, POYOTECH going in through map room. Actually, great reflection from Sis. He's going to launch T-board into the sky, but Joe with the pipes just takes down Arcades. Medic is out of the equation straight away. They are picking up some kills here, though, Open Squad. They managed to get 3. Well, actually, no, Carpy and Poi are the only ones who have gone down there, so make it 2. But Layla is extremely weak, and T-board does die. And Layla can't really commit to this. She's standing on the car, which is very, very dangerous territory for a medic that is that weak.
Oh god.
Getting hit by rockets at a distance. Scar is actually going to jump in on. Oh, the air shot from Hugo!
The C air shots in chat for anyone who's some CeeJaey there. That was a huge air shot by Hugo to defend Layla from that jump in. As yeah, Arca just got it with the scout right now. We've got this kind of Lenny holds as coined before, where Red would probably this Zamperoni sentry. He's doing a lot of damage actually. They're struggling to kill it. Massive play from Zamperoni to get to the sentry up here right now. As yeah, the cart is not being pushed.
You know what, the reason the Lenny Holt stopped being popular is because of the fact that he gave up so much room. But when you're in a situation where, you know, you've got no room to yourself and you're not really denying much, Lenny Holt is extremely strong. You see Zamperoni's moved the sentry around now, and is now playing on the floor, so that's going to deny jumpers a little bit more. And somehow, despite all of that, Open Squad are still in this. Is an Uber a disadvantage? It looks like this time POYOTECH are going to rattle it around a little bit and go through map room. Joe is there ready, but because he got there so early, he's been called. Arcades is taking sticky spam. He manages to get into the spiral. He's running away with play. He's extremely weak. 69%. It's going to be very hard for him to get this Uber. POYOTECH are all over the car here.
Yeah, I don't see them taking. There's too many people on the car. They're all buff. Blur's got him alone with Arcades. He's got to try and run for it. The spawn's not going to come in, and there we go. That's going to be a 5.5 minute time. Very fast. Probably not as fast as they would have liked, actually, because they had a 2.5 minute time coming into third. But, yeah, decent kind of, delay, I suppose, from Open Score for a bit on that last.
Yeah, I'm sorry I stopped suddenly there. I stopped breathing for a second, because I was watching Arcades, and it's that feeling as a medic when you're so close to Uber, and you're like, is he going to get it? Is he going to have someone to heal? It was only Blur. Talking about backing out into Spiral, you want somebody else with you. Not just because, you know, you need that extra protection. The heavy is usually enough, but because if you do get that Uber, you want to have someone to use it on, right? You want to be able to push out and actually kill things. And even if they had got the Uber there, I don't think Blur would have been able to do much because heavy is a pretty slow class. So yeah, 5:29. But you're very correct, Buck. Actually, I think that would have been at least a minute and a half faster if they hadn't have bought that extra time. And credit has to go to Zamperoni as well for that sort of that old school Lenny centre. I mean, we're seeing people backing out through a roof. We're seeing the Lenny hold. Like, what is going on? What year is it?
I don't know. 2007, going back to the origins. Probably Highlander would have been invented in 2007.
Quarantines meant that people are getting all these, digging up all these old strats that people have forgotten about. Like, the entire generation. Yeah, entire generation doesn't remember the old strats. So, you know, it's new to them. And Dankrit is going to be the first one to die. It's Carpi holding with his combo there. I mean, it's doable, don't you think? Doable?
Yeah, it's doable. It's going to be a hard defense right now. Oh, nice sort of surfing up there from Rambo on the sentry, but he loses the gun for his triple actually. So no level 3 if they want to go in very quickly here. Layla's just kind of sitting in the dispenser for the armor, but yeah, let's see what they do.
I mean, a lot of teams like to put their medic inside sort of the lobby area behind the gate. Layla's deciding to just crouch inside the dispenser, so it does mean she's well protected, but not much opportunity for a surf. Carpi is farming a little bit right now. He's not a 3 killer, as is Middle. But yeah, that sentry's back up to level 2 now. They do lose Joe and Hugo, so no splash damage, no sentry watching the car. Zamperoni's having a whale of time. Just getting those trap points free. It's free though. Well, it's free until Middle decides he's had enough.
Yeah, it just was like 3 people to look in, but I think there's going to be a bit of a tunnel push coming. Heavy and Scout going to go down there. Psycho actually managed to get the butter knife on Deploy as he drops down. But yeah, still got this level 3 to do, still got the teleporter up as well, importantly, so any dead players like Poise comes up in 10 seconds, going to be taking that teleporter straight back in, and yeah, this Uber's going to come through hill, I think.
I'm a bit of a Highlander boomer these days, Buck. Is it not?
Oh dear.
Is it not the meta anymore to kill the teleporter? Because this teleporter in the defense is allowing the respawns for POYOTECH to just come straight back in.
I know, it's difficult though for the Spy to get up here. I mean, you got Warden just spamming the flames everywhere, you got Rambo with the teleporter behind the sentry, but this Uber's kinda late. They've managed to pick up the demo, but they got to try and kill the sentry. Camera comes out in return, T-Boarding going absolutely flying with the detonator. He managed to get onto arcades, and there we go, that was a medic down. They've already bought about 2 minutes with this first hold.
Was that a detonator jump, or was he launched forward? Because
probably a combination, to be fair.
Yeah, because if it was the detonator jump, that was really well played, managing to just close that gap onto the medic and take down arcades. And yeah, I mean, 2 minutes already chalked off here. First is looking a bit of a struggle. I feel like they need a big pick.
Yeah, same. It's a big pick, like a medic pick or something. But
Yeah.
trying
I
to
mean,
spam
they've
it out
taken
now.
down Joe and Carpy a lot, but then, yeah, I feel like taking down the medic or the NG is much more of a priority right now.
Oh god, he was almost point blank headshot into the spy as he kills the heavy, but they're trying to think about going into this high ground again, but I don't know, I mean, they're up against a slight ad still. Hugo's kind of just defending the cart as well, Span's just trying to get some cart time, but he's managed to roll back the cart at this point, so I don't know, they haven't really got a plan. I mean, Murphy gonna try and bomb in now, manages to get some damage to Layla. Oh, massive headshot from Corby, I have no idea how he tracked that, that was absolutely huge play by him.
The man's been putting hours onto Valorant recently, so you know, it's just
That's where it's at.
many talents. He gets Scar down as well. He's just saying, you know what? No one's gonna jump my medic anymore. I'm just gonna headshot you before you get a chance to. Not looking good, but oh, Carpy on a 6k now takes down Denker. This was last season's sniper of the season and MVP of the season. Oh my gosh,
oh,
I mean,
no.
the Ubers are used, Murphy gets launched by the sentry and then he craters, oh no, it's just, this is looking pretty rough right now. I mean, they've even got the tunnel covered as they try to rotate through tunnel, but Hugo, Boy, middle are all there with the benefit of Hugo's conch, just making sure that no one even gets close to the car. They're not even trying to, you know, they're not even allowing them to get close to the car. Really well organized here, and, you know, 1:45 left on the clock, probably not even possible at this point. But only 40 seconds left on the round timer. It might just end here and now.
Yeah, Murphy goes for another bomb, but he kind of just feeding at this point. I mean, I don't know ways to just walk with his team. I'll be able to get some more progress done. It was kind of unlucky by Psycho earlier. Managed to get like within 1 inch of the engineer, and T-Body comes in with a big air blast to just get him off the edge of the cliff. So he goes for something maybe here again. He's going to decloak in his corner. Oh, he gets the demo. He manages to stab on Layla, but he gets the demo, which might prove enough. Murphy jumping in again. He hasn't got time to really be doing this. Like, you should probably just try and walk in and maybe get some cart time through tunnel, but Poison Brass beast above it, and I don't know, it's just looking pretty dreadful.
I think both teams have kind of classified this as dead time for the past minute now. Like, I'm not sure how many people are actually realistically thinking they can cap, because they're just sort of throwing their lives away here. Uber is going to be used again by POYOTECH, but it's going to be a hold on the first point. First round going to POYOTECH, and open squad. They're not really looking in the game right now.
Yeah, they kind of just started, I don't know, after the first few failed pushes, they kind of just like started feeding like one by one. I really feel like if they played more together and just maybe took some more space around the rocks, like they had a few picks onto Joe, and like even with Carpy going huge there, if you start using some of the cover, it's like, it's a bit more awkward because Carpy was always playing like roughly around the same spots on this high ground, so it gets predictable to try spamming him out, but they didn't really try and do that. They just kind of jumped in repeatedly, died with their splash glasses, and then, I don't know, just reset into game one.
I don't even think that's an excuse though, because a couple of the times they managed to take down both Joe and Carpy. You have no demo and no sniper on the defense. It makes it so much easier for everybody else, but they didn't really get close to getting decent forces on Layla. They didn't get close to dealing with Rambasaur on, you know, and his sentries. We're going to see them trying again because it is ABBA, as we call it. So open squad will be attacking first this time around. But yeah, it's they're going to need to think of a different plan and quick.
Yeah, because this is going to be, if possibly, one of the quickest payloads on this map that we've seen for a long time in terms of a week of Highlander that we're going to be casting the game. Because, yeah, I'm hoping now that they've maybe adapted to something that they're doing. Like, they've realised, like, what their game strat is, and they've just got to, like, okay, well, we're going to be doing this, this, and this, so let's try and counter it.
Yeah, they're going to have to think of something quick, because if they can't push first again, it's going to be pretty difficult for them. Getting some decent damage onto this Spencer. Layla doesn't use. Spencer goes down. She takes 50. Goes down to 50 HP, but does not use the Uber. And that's the thing, you know, with that, it's like I like the way you call it armor. It's like body armor, really. You know, you can tank so much more damage before using. So they'd probably put about 300 damage worth in that area, but wasn't enough. But they're going to go in again.
Yeah, like, they're going in, but, like, here we go, this is what you need. You need more people in this sack. Like, they're not bringing in their sniper onto the high ground, they're not bringing in their heavy, they're not bringing in their scout either. It's like, you might as well just send your entire team in, except for your medic, if they're going to do it for this full sack. I mean, it's not working with, like, 4 players. Do it with, like, 7. Do it with 8. It's like, It's really strange to see this play, but I mean, massive shout outs to Borden and Rambo though. They're doing really good jobs of like defending their this high ground and this medic.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they're defending well, but you know, the thing about Highlander, I always say to people, is it's about adapting. You know, there's so many different classes. Once you remove one of them from the game, it's about adapting. So they had Poi down, they could have maybe gone for another suicide there, but now they've got Hugo down, he's watching the cart, maybe put some more people on cart, and Middle just basically wins the 1v1 versus Scar there, because Scar has no support. So, you know, you take down a flank class, maybe try pushing the tunnel and get something done. And it's actually what they're doing now, so you know what, credit where it's due. They actually do manage to get the cart a little bit further than they did last time, but still 100% Uber for both medics.
Yeah, and again, Murphy with this kind of just solo bomb, like, it's just never going to work against this team, and it never was going to work at this level either. He's just solo bombing for no reason. I also feel like Psycho or someone should have, like, gone all the way around to maybe deal with this telly as well, because this telly from Rambo is so difficult for them to deal with at this point. Like, I don't know why they don't respect the spawners coming in. Look, Poy's already back here. Yeah. It's mental.
Yeah, I just dispense. Sorry, the teleporter. You go to the spawn and take down that teleporter. You stop the respawns, and it makes it so much easier for you to win it in waves. And they're actually going for the Uber versus tunnel. Layla drops down for some reason, so might be a chance to catch her out here. But the rest of POYOTECH are fragging. Denkra does take down Carpi, so maybe an opening for them to kind of re-push this now with their spawns. But like you said, that teleporter is up, and you know, Carpi is going to be rejoining the fight in a few seconds.
Yeah, and you know, you still got the spam coming in for the tunnel. This is the risk you do with the tunnel pushes. I mean, you got your medic in here, but if you got a soldier and a demo, it's like really hard to deal with. Nice play by Cycler though, that actually sacked for the demo there on the car. So no demo, and Sniper, like he said, takes some teleport and he's back in this fight already, and the gun is still up for this entire time. Like, it's just really difficult pushing here. I think the comms for Open Squad are probably not where they're at, or they should be.
Sometimes it's hard and it's frustrating when you're constantly fighting the same point and your different strats. I mean, they've tried going on the top, they've tried going on the far side, and they've even tried going through tunnel, and so far nothing's really worked out for them. They do have a small advantage here, talking about 20%, but they lose a couple of players before the pushes even happen, make that 3. And it's the car pushes really, it's the flank, and Sis goes down as well. Less than a minute, and it does look like this might be last chance saloon for Open Squad. If they don't manage to push this point, it could be the round and the entire match here, Buck.
Yeah, like, and there was just a massive misplay there as well from Open Squad. Like, they had their pyro and their demo actually doing some decent damage on the corner and force them to look at them, but they didn't have their medic with them. It's like, you know, you need to bring it back to sort of the Highlander basics. You need to make sure you combos together if you're gonna try and push in. You try and bring this Uber in now, but like, you know, Murphy's just getting floated up in the air, can't get caught with the beam because Arcade is miles away. And again, this Wrangle gun is just not getting focused, and Cart's not moving either, so... I mean, either way, really well played by POYOTECH in this defense. This is just a masterclass in Badwater first defense.
I do say to people, you know, when it comes to defending first, Badwater is one of those ones that is easily defendable because of the fact that when the respawns come in, you can retake that high ground very, very early on. Uber is actually used on the cart by Layla onto middle, and Hugo here, the flank, getting a little bit of love with that Uber. But yeah, Open Squad losing too many people, and yeah, they're hard holding first, so it's not over yet. I think the way that it works, Buck, is that if POYOTECH fail to push first now, then Open Squad win this round. I
would imagine so. I mean, I don't think I've really been in this situation for a long time, but
yeah.
Either
but
way.
it's I mean, we were talking about could Open Squad, you know, contend for the playoffs so far this season, and you know what, POYOTECH are showing them that, hey, if you want to reach the playoffs, then we're one of the teams that's aiming to be there too, and they're showing that they're very strong on this map.
Yeah, the thing is with POYOTECH though, like, I think recently they've definitely stepped it up. I mean, that, like, draw basically against STCK is proof that they've, like, you know, they've looked at what they're doing, they've looked at what STCK are doing, they're like, okay, well, what can we mirror from what they're doing, how can we counter it? And then, you know, they've done just that, and, you know, it doesn't just apply to Koth either. Obviously, they're just applying to the payload right now. I mean, admittedly, it's not the whole map, but it's enough of the map and enough of the mentality that payload demands from you as a team that they're kind of just applying right now.
Absolutely. I mean, it's about, the coordination, the movement, making sure people are covering everywhere, and they've had everything covered. Excuse me, they're not getting pushed through the tunnel. The flank is doing a good job there. Snipers are being protected, holding the sidelines. Joe is just deleted off the server by Spans. And Hugo actually just jumps in against the Force by himself.
Yeah, Arcade's managing to, well, it's having to use that. I mean, it's taking so much damage. I can't remember whether it was in the side of the dispenser, but yeah, Joe getting to a body shot and then launched away in that Slackway. But again, they get the medic force without even the demo coming in there. Like, Joe was trying to go for the tellies again. And yeah, I don't know, just really good Slackway there from POYOTECH as they come in now with an Uber.
Yeah, the Uber is used. It doesn't actually achieve that much. Sid's doing a good job in just air blasting people off of the top high ground there, and making sure that they don't get close to that sentry. And POYOTECH have lost Joe here, but 3 down now for open squad, Denker and Scar. Oh, and later goes down to Murphy.
Yeah, just a random spam pipe. Later manages to catch that, so nice spam from Murphy. But Carpet just, playing around Poi backs out now, and you get rushed. Nice rush by Spans actually to get the sniper pick there. But Hugo comes in with another bomb. They're so distracted with the spy. Arcade almost goes down there, but they're so weak on this topper, and the gun needs to get wrangled by Zamp if he wants to try and defend this for any longer.
Taking a look at Rambasaur though, he has a level 3 in the tunnel, so he's trying to push the car, and this is what I was talking about. POYOTECH on the defense had a lot of coverage in all the different places, but no one's been covering tunnel for this time being, so that's allowed Rambasaur to get some cheeky cap time and get a level 3 in position. Layla actually goes down to Psycho. Nice little headshot there with the Ambi taking her down, sorry. So yeah, a big Uber advantage for Arcades. It's extremely weak. But yeah, I mean, POYOTECH having similar struggles here. They're just not being able to get themselves into a decent position to, they keep dropping their medic, which, without an Uber, it's a lot more difficult to push this point.
Oh, there's so much more pressure as well, because Carby's got free space to snipe with Ajay getting that stab onto the sniper, and Zam goes down as well, so no rebuilding of the sentry gun goes down. Ajay comes in with the stab and the drop. Ajay going huge once again, not just in cough, but on payload on this first. And there we go. That is surely going to be a clean sweep on this point right now for a POYOTECH.
I mean, in that life, Ajay got the sniper, escapes, comes back again, and then gets the sentry, the medic drop, and then the heavy as well.
Yeah.
So, 2 players alive, Denkra and Zamperoni. Zamperoni doesn't care. He's got his wrench out. He means business. He's going forward.
He's going for it. He's too brave.
Zamp's had some crazy plays in his time, but I think that was maybe one step too far. Not much he could do there. And yeah, very quick.
Yeah, very quick, but yeah, GG's POYOTECH. I mean, that was, I suppose, annihilation of the first point, if anything, but I think Open Squad should really just use this as a learning experience, I suppose.
Well, thank you very much, Buck, for joining me. It's a pleasure as always. And of course, to ArchRhythm in the background, doing all the production and the casting and the camera and all the stuff that you see on the screen that I don't even know how to begin with. He does all the brainy stuff. And thanks to Wiethoofd for organizing, as he does in the Discord. Shout out to the Respawn League. I believe it is the grand final of the Australian Highlander season tomorrow, which should be covered on Chriscast. There's also some merch available from the recent Lockdown Throwdown. That was, of course, the online tournament replacing the unfortunately cancelled Copenhagen Games LAN. That merch is still available for you to order and pick that up. And the last thing, there was one more thing on my agenda, Buck, but it seems to have split. Oh, Highlander Open, of course. We'll be covering some more Highlander Open as we've entered the quarterfinals, and we'll be entering the semifinals after that to find out the best of the next generation of Highlander players. Thank you for joining us. This was POYOTECH versus Open Squad, Week 3 of ETF2L Highlander Season 21. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, old beaver! Away!